not so Crazy Rich Asians. I've rewatched Crazy Rich Asians for the millionth time tonight. For those who don't know, Crazy Rich Asians is the movie adaptation of the book by Kevin Kwan. It follows a middle-class or poor Chinese-American economics professor who follows her super rich unbeknownst to her boyfriend to Singapore for his friend/family member's wedding. There are 2 points to be made. First, along the way, she faces discrimination in all sorts of ways from his family and their social circle. It makes me sit back and think, why was she being targeted in such a way? She is of their culture and descent, and then it dawns on me that her mother made a point while shopping for a dress to meet his AA ma. She's American Chinese emphasis on the American. Aside from the name-calling and the dead fish scene, his family didn't act in a manner that was entirely out of the norm for a typical immigrant family to react to her being American. His mother made an excellent point the day she went to the grandmother's home to make dumplings. Being American, she is not the type to put aside her dreams, passions, and feelings to do the traditional and cultural things necessary for the family as her boyfriend's mother had done. America as a whole has this problem today. We're so focused on our feelings and passions that we've lost sight of the essential things in life, like family, culture, and religion. For those of you who think we're better off this way, look around you and see what progress in the wrong direction has done to our country. For example, suppose you make a simple phone call to a 1-800 number. In that case, the representatives have entirely lost the customer service side of their jobs, replaced with rudeness and laziness by people who hate their jobs, don't want to work to help solve the issue, refuse to transfer you, and then hang up on you mid-conversation. You'd agree with me. When did it become okay to make fun of religion or to teach innocent children in school about genders and sexual orientation at 8 years old? When did it become okay and normal to sell your body for money and brag about it? All these things are not okay and are not normal. Some may say that's a backward way of thinking, but if you look at history, the world wasn't run that way. It wasn't built on homosexuality and a lack of culture. Rosa Parks didn't sit in the back of a bus, and Betty Ford or Eleanor Roosevelt didn't fight for rights for not only women but all people, just for everyone to run around doing nonsensical things. I know you may say the world is like that today, but it's because they, meaning the rest of the world, wanted to follow what the West and America were doing because we set the trends. Are people like the Kardashians worth idolizing and following? Are Sabrina Carpenter and her X-rated songs and concerts appropriate for my 5-year-old daughter, sister, cousin, or niece? As a collective, we need to wake up and realize what is right and wrong for ourselves and the future generation. Our parents and grandparents weren't brought up with the freedom we have now, and many people of many cultures are shaming their family and their family name by running around acting and being viewed in a manner that isn't respectful. Being a free-thinking and speaking country has allowed us to lobby for rights that have drastically changed the world. Being from South Asian culture and a first-generation American, I can understand and sympathize with both sides. Cultural countries like those in Asia or the Middle East are steeped in family traditions and religion. Some may think it's not progressive and it's barbaric or third world, but at the root is a meaning some aren't able to grasp. It's loving one another and forgiving even when it's not easy. It's being helpful to everyone, including those we don't know. It's being humble while being quiet and listening to gain wisdom without speaking. It's following the words of Jesus in the Bible. If you look around, you will see that many people aren't humble, and they're loud. Everyone wants to be heard sometimes. That's not for the best. That's how problems ensue. Wars are started, families crumble, and businesses shut down. Is it okay to lose sight of generations of family traditions and culture because that's what's in now? And if so, what will happen when the next it comes around? This brings me to my second point. The movie's lavish, luxurious, and overspending side. You can't talk about Crazy Rich Asians without discussing the fashion, homes, cars, and jewelry these people have. The book is loosely based on the author's family, real-life people he knows, and people he loves to spend time with. And when I say spend, I mean pay. In one scene, Nick's cousin tells Rachel and him that he has to procure an ancient gong. You may think that's silly, but few don't understand that buying whatever you want is realistic when you have as much money as these people have. Money is an object that is meant to enable you to be financially free, and you don't have to trade your time to make someone else rich. Besides, if you have it, why not use it? The more income one makes, the more one's everyday spending changes. It's the same coffee, but it's not. While average people get their coffee from Starbucks, the wealthy drink imported fancy coffee because their income allows them to. This divergence in everyday expenditures is merely the tip of the iceberg when examining the wealth chasm depicted in Crazy Rich Asians. The casual acquisition of ancient artifacts, the bespoke designer wardrobes, and the sprawling ancestral estates paint a picture of a reality where financial constraints seem almost non-existent. However, this extravagance serves as eye candy and a backdrop against the more human and relatable struggles unfold. Despite their immense privilege, the characters grapple with universal themes of love, acceptance, and the weight of family expectations. This juxtaposition, the dazzling excess alongside deeply personal insecurities, underscores the idea that money, while offering a particular kind of freedom, doesn't necessarily insulate one from the complexities of human relationships and the pull of cultural heritage. It highlights that even within this rarefied atmosphere, the fundamental questions of identity and belonging remain paramount, ultimately setting the stage for Rachel's challenging journey into a world where her Americanness is intriguing and a source of significant friction. So, as the final scenes of Crazy Rich Asians faded, leaving behind a shimmering afterimage of opulence and romance, the story's core the intricate dance between tradition and modernity. Familial expectation and individual desire resonated deeply. Rachel Chu's journey into the heart of the young family's world wasn't merely a test of her social standing, it was a powerful microcosm of the broader cultural currents shaping our global landscape. Her Americanness, which emphasizes self-determination and personal achievement, starkly contrasts the deeply ingrained collectivism and filial piety that defined Eleanor Young's worldview. Though fictionalized for the screen, this clash mirrors the real-world tensions that often arise when different cultural values intersect. This cinematic portrayal catalyzed a more profound introspection about the direction of American society. We pride ourselves on our individualism and freedom to chart our courses and pursue personal happiness. These are undoubtedly cornerstones of our national identity and have fueled remarkable innovation and progress. However, the subtle anxieties woven into Eleanor's concerns, the fear of losing cultural heritage and the apprehension towards a perceived erosion of family bonds, echo a sentiment that resonates with many, both within and outside immigrant communities. In our relentless pursuit of personal fulfillment, have we inadvertently created a society where the me often overshadows the we? The frustrations encountered in everyday interactions, the debates surrounding evolving social norms, and even the figures we choose to celebrate in our popular culture can be seen as symptoms of this potential shift in, quote, priorities. The challenge lies not in choosing one path over the other, but in navigating the complex terrain where individual aspirations and collective well-being coexist. How do we honor the spirit of independence that drives American ingenuity while cultivating a stronger sense of community, fostering respect for the diverse tapestry of cultural traditions that enrich our nation, and nurturing a deeper understanding of humility and interconnectedness? It requires a conscious and ongoing dialogue about the values we hold dear and the examples we set for future generations. We must be willing to critically examine the trends we embrace and consider their long-term consequences on the social fabric and our standing in the wider world. And while the extravagant displays of wealth in Crazy Rich Asians offer a glimpse into a reality far removed for most, the underlying themes of perspective and values extend beyond mere financial status. Whether navigating the complexities of immense fortune or the more grounded realities of everyday life, our choices are ultimately guided by what we deem essential. The film subtly reminds us that true richness isn't solely measured in dollars or adherence to rigid tradition, but in the strength of our relationships, the depth of our empathy, and the meaning we derive from our place in the craft world. As we move forward, it's crucial to strive for a society that values both individual growth and collective responsibility, fostering a legacy of understanding, compassion, and a genuine commitment to the welfare being of all.